Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Fabulous Friday. Good morning, my friends. Is anybody there? I know it's a minute early. We have a little sip of my tea. Oh, God. Oh, that is so good. That's Bigelow Spice, cinnamon spice. It's so good. Elaine Quinn got me hooked on it. It's amazing. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, we're going to have a fun morning. Oh, I better get another adhesive. Hold on. I'm out of adhesive here, so let me get another one. Okay, I got an adhesive. Now I just need to get, yeah, okay, I'm good. All right, is anybody there? Colleen, good morning, Helene. It's nice to see you this morning. Thank you for popping on. Well, it is 10 o'clock, so we're gonna start. So, let me show you what we're gonna make today. These two cards, well, one card and one gift card holder. First of all, let me show you the card. Now, I have to tell you that when the catalog comes out, oftentimes there are stamp sets that are in the catalog that kind of get overlooked a little tiny bit. And I think this is one of them. It's called Warm and Toasty. I think it's really, really cute. It's whimsical. It's got the polar bear. It's got another polar bear. It's got the reindeer, little mice. But how cute is that? Yes, good morning, Nancy. Thank you for popping in. But anyway, so in the catalog, there are just stamp sets that just get overlooked, and I think this is one of them. So I decided we're going to use this one today, because I think it's so stinking cute. So this is the card, and actually I did get a lot of inspiration from, I think he's called Martin's Mayhem. He's a demonstrator from England. He's very funny, and he has great samples and everything. So anyway, but this is an inspiration from one of his cards. So we're going to work on this first. So let me take this over here. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is take a piece of the Real Red cardstock, as you know, and then I'm going to just simply, it's already scored, it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at halfway mark. So I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to make my nice crisp fold with that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to take a piece of shaded spruce cardstock, shaded spruce, and I'm going to adhere it to the base of the card. And I'm going to get my little silicone pad right here, and I'm using up some snail that I found, and I'm about to run out of it here. But that's good because that's okay because I have another adhesive ready to go. All right, so this goes on the base just like this, equidistant all the way around, blah, blah, blah. And then another thing that was overlooked, I think was overlooked, was the wonderful Designer Series paper that has the gold and black, and it's just really, really pretty. But it's one of those papers that you have to decide, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? So anyway, I decided to use it as a background and add it to this card because I thought it would just, whoops, we're out of this. Okay, let me get rid of that one. Let's bring this one in. Perfect. And then put it on. And see, this paper has little stories about Christmas. I mean, you can't read the whole thing because you cut the paper up, but that's okay. It's fine. I just think it gives it a really cute background. And it's nice and shiny. And you know how I am about shine. You have to have lots of shine. Okay, then the next thing I did was I took a piece of the gold foil paper and I ran it through the winter snow embossing folder. And then I took the layering circles and I cut it out with the scalloped layering circle, just like that. Look at how pretty that is. And you know how I am about glitz. So I just had to make sure that I had plenty of glitz on this paper, on this card, because it's the holidays. And so I'm just going to put this on right about the top like that, just like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my message. Now, what I first did was I already took the stamp set that says Warm and Toasty wishes to you. I stamped it on a piece of white cardstock, and then I took a scrap of the shaded spruce cardstock, and then I put it to the left-hand corner and to the top. See? Just to the left-hand corner to the top. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my snips, which I just had. I think, wait a minute, let me check these. Are these the ones that I just, let me sharpen these up a little bit here, because I want to just fussy cut this out. This takes 2 seconds. Or, you know, instead of fussy cutting it, let me take my little 6-inch cutter, which I absolutely love. Let me put this down and show you how to use it, because it's wicked fun and easy. So I'm just going to put it in here. I'm going to line up the bottom of the shaded spruce cardstock with the measure mark on the bottom of the cutter, and then bring it to where I want to cut the base off. Now, the trick with these little cutters is, you see this little plate here, this little plastic plate where you put your paper underneath? This has to be secured. And hi Paula, thank you so much for popping in. So this little plate has to be secured when you cut your paper, because otherwise the paper can wiggle. So what I do is I just put my fingers right down on this little plate, and then I go ahead and cut. And voila. Now I need to trim this out just a little tiny bit, because this was not exactly where I wanted it. I have too much here. So let me just put it back in again. And I'm just going to hold it right here, put my fingers right on that plate, and there we go. That's going to be perfect. And then I'm going to cut out this edge over here, just this little tiny edge. I really like it. This little 6-inch cutter is just a handy dandy little tool to have. Okay, so there we have it. So there is my little label that I've got all done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. Oh, I love it when it does this. I absolutely love the Stamp and Seal, but the persnickety issue occasionally is that it doesn't come out. See, it didn't come out on it, only a little tiny bit of adhesive came out on the paper. But because I have my silicone pad right here, I'm just going to run it on the silicone pad like that and come back and look. Well, I'm lying to you. Come on. Well, maybe this is, oh, this one's out. Sorry. I need a new adhesive. Silly. That one's out too. Boy, I've been using a lot of adhesive lately, and like I've got 6 of them in front of me. So let me just take this out and show you. Here we go. And let's put this on. Oh, this needs to be cleaned. I won't show you that. It's a mess. Whoa, this is a mess. Maybe this will get cleaned later on. There we go. See how that works? If you don't have, if the adhesive doesn't come out, then all you have to do is roll it a little tiny bit on your silicone pad, and voila. All right, so then I'm going to put this on the bottom, just about down like this. Like this. Okay, now the next thing I did was I took the little polar bear and I stamped him on a piece of thick cardstock. Thick white cardstock. Whenever I use, whenever I'm coloring something, or whenever I'm going to put it up on dimensionals, I like to use the thick white cardstock or the thick vanilla cardstock. It just gives it a little bit more ability to stay popped up, whatever. And then I'm going to take my blends. Now, I love these Stampin' Blends. I like the alcohol blends. I'm taking the light spruce, light shaded spruce, and I'm going to color, let's see, I'm going to color the his little hat. And notice that I only go in one direction. Now, I know there are demonstrators who do it back and forth, but what I find is that if you go in one direction, you're not going to get any paper pilling. I don't like it when the oh, I got a mark here. I got a mark. See that little mark? All right, before I go any further, I'm going to take my color lifter, which I absolutely love. And that color lifter is just going to take that little piece of green off. I don't know if you can see this or not, but let me just show you. I colored a little bit outside of the line, and I don't want to color outside of the line. So what I did was I took my color lifter and I just gently went over the spots where I had a little bit of the green ink, and voila, it's gone. Love this color lifter. Not that you can't color out of lines. You absolutely can color out of the lines. It's totally fine. But I just thought it, you know, for this situation, for this one, I'm not doing a Monet print. I'm doing something very specific. And besides, I love to color. Coloring was my best class in kindergarten, and I loved it. And actually, when I was in nursing school, we had the anatomy physiology coloring book. I was like a little pig in a pigsty. I absolutely loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, because it's so much fun to color. I find coloring very relaxing, and I find coloring very inspirational too. So look at how easy, fast, and fun this is. How's this coming here like this? Like that. Voila, done. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my real red, and I'm going to use the dark real red, and I'm going to color this part of the little snowman hat, little polar bear cap. How cute is that? I love these blends because you have so many options with them. I love the fact that you can blend them so easily. It's like using blender pens, Aqua Painter's blender pens, using a little bit of mineral oil, which is what the combination is in the blender pen. But you don't have to with these because they have the alcohol, and the alcohol does the blending for you. And see, you just go in one direction. I like the one direction. Like I said, some demonstrators do back and forth, but I choose to do it this way because I don't want my paper to pill. If you really want to see somebody who is an excellent colorer and beautiful, oops, there's a little bit of mess right there. Diana Gibbs from Queen Creek, Arizona. Oh, does she do beautiful work? If you're not attached to her, you should be, because she just does gorgeous, gorgeous work with coloring and with shadowing and everything. Okay, my little guy is done. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to fussy cut him. There aren't any dies for this, so I'm just going to fussy cut him out. This won't take but a minute to do, because I decided I wanted to pop him up instead of putting him down. So I'm just going to fussy cut him. And when I fussy cut, I tend to turn the paper. I let the paper be turned versus me having to turn the scissors into all the little nooks and crannies. I find it works a little bit easier that way. But you can do it obviously however you want. Just to get this cut out like this. I'm actually going to be using this for many of our Christmas cards, this stamp set, this whole stamp set, because I think these little critters are just too darn cute. And wait till I show you how I'm going to finish it. Of course, you know I have to have some Wink of Stella, and of course I have to have some sparkling, shimmering crystal effects, because what would this little polar bear be without crystal effects and Wink of Stella? Or what would a card from Barbara Lash be without Wink of Stella or shimmery crystal effects? I swear when I die, I'm going to become a tree. My ashes are going to be put into I'm going to be put into a earth pod so that I can decompose and become a redwood or some kind of tree. But I think I have to have a Wink of Stella with me in my hand just for posterity. Although that's probably not an eco-friendly thing to have. Anyway, okay, so this part is done. Now let me just come and trim this out a tiny little bit. Look at that. And then let me come up here right his cute little butt and just trim this out a little bit more. So this is a little bit more defined. And then the last part right up here. Whoops, let me come in here a little bit more. Okay, that piece. And then let me just trim this out, his little pom-pom. Wait till you see what I'm going to do with the pom-pom. I don't know if you saw in the sample, but I'll show you how cute is this. Okay. Done. All right, so there he is, all cut out. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put some dimensionals on. Probably like 4 or 5, because I definitely want this little guy to stand up and be seen. And let's put a couple more on. Helene's probably very happy that I'm putting all of these on, because I normally don't use this many dimensionals, but in this situation, like I said, I want to make sure that this guy stays nice and popped up. So I'm going to use a lot. Let's see, I put 8 on. No, 7. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to stick my little polar bear right here. How cute is that? Whoops, let me pull it back so you can see. I'm going to put him on just like that. See, and he pops up very nicely. Now, of course, I have to follow through with what I said, and so I'm going to Wink of Stella the whole little bear like this. His face, his little hand, his ears, his belly. This Wink of Stella is almost run out, but I still have plenty. That I think I can finish this. How cute is this? His little tail. And I am going to do his skates, but I'm going to put some crystal effects on that. All right, so that's that. Let me show you this. Can you see? Whoops, let me see. Can you see that? I'm trying to tilt it so you can see. I don't know if you can see, but it's there. Trust me, it's there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shimmery crystal effects and I'm going to put some, let me put this down so you can see. There we go. I'm going to put a whole bunch on his hat. The difference between crystal effects and the Wink of Stella is that you get more dimension with the shimmery crystal effects because it's like a liquid nail polish, and it really does add a lot. And what I find too, especially when like with my grandkids or anybody actually, when they get a card like this, they rub their fingers on top of it because it's got that dimension to it and they want to feel it nice and shiny. And so I just use it just like this, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now this does take a while to dry. I make sure that I give it at least an hour or so before I do anything significant, because you don't want to put your fingers on it because you will make a mess and then it won't look nice. Then you'll have to put some more on top of it. And trust me, that learned from my experiences, my mistakes. Though there are no mistakes because I just go back and add more. Okay, so that's done. Now you might think I'm done, but I'm not quite done yet. Just the right amount of depth. Thank you, Helene. Okay, now what I did, I took a cotton ball and I took a little tiny piece of cotton. Now, in the COVID world, this is probably not allowed, but I'm going to put a little tiny bit of my own saliva, or you could put water on your hand. And what you want to do is you want to pill this thing up. I probably shouldn't have even, what did I do with it? I probably shouldn't have even told you that I do that. I probably should have used water, but you know me. Okay, there we go. All right, so I've made a little ball. Look at how cute that is. Then I'm going to take my fine tip glue and I'm going to put a little dollop of fine tip glue on my little guy's pom-pom, and then I'm going to put this on just like this. How too darn stinking cute is that, folks? I think it's cute. Now, put my little cap back on my fine tip glue. Then I'm going to take some of this real red twine. I love all of our ribbons that Stampin' Up! Brings out. But this I like particularly because this is a linen woven twine. And if you can see it, let me see if you can see that. See how it is woven? Well, it doesn't matter. You're just going to have to trust me. It is woven, and I'm going to make a little bow. I'm not making a Julie Gilson bow because I haven't mastered her technique, but she's another person you need to be hooked into because she's amazing. She is truly amazing with her elegant work. But I can make a little rabbit ear bow like this, and once I get it tightened like that, then I'm just going to pop it out a little bit like that and see the weave starts to separate a little tiny bit. I think it looks really pretty. And then I'm just going to snip using my ribbon scissors, because everybody knows who my ribbon scissors are. And then I'm going to take a few little glue dots, and again with this I'm going to put probably 4 on here, because I want to make sure that this bow not only stays exactly where I want it, but I want to make sure that the little fronds stay where they're supposed to stay too, where the little ribbon splays out a little bit. Okay, so I've got those on. Actually, I think one is good in the middle. And I'm going to take these little pieces of paper off. If you have manicured nails, you're probably going to use your pick-me-up tool to take these off, because manicured nails don't allow you to to take it off because of the thickness of your nail. Now, if you see, I've got a little bit on my glue dots where the glue dots are kind of overlapping the ribbon. So you just kind of fold that on top of itself so that it doesn't stick anywhere where it's not supposed to stick. And then I'm just going to put it on here like this. I'm going to take this little frond and move it down here like that, pat that one down. And I'm going to pat this one down right about here. And then I'm going to come in and trim this down just a little tiny bit. There we go. Okay, so there's the front of the card. What do you think? Cute or what? Now, of course, you have to have a decorated envelope. And so what I did was I took the winter snow embossing folder and ran the envelope flap through that. So that's that. And then the inside of the card, what I did was I took the inside of the card. Let me move this over here so I don't mess it up. And now, because this is a red rubber stamp, I don't have to use my pierce pad. So I'm taking my shaded spruce and I'm taking the message that says, oh, what does this message say? The message says, sharing Christmas cheer. All right? And I'm just going to stamp this here. And then I'm going to take real red ink and I'm going to take the little tiny snowflakes and add some little tiny, like such. There we go. Oops, that's a tiny bit crooked. I might turn this over and do it on the other side. I have to wait now until all of the shimmery crystal effects completely dries before I put my inside in. But anyway, I will turn this over and do it over because remember there are two sides and I'll make sure that I get it straight. There we go. So anyway, that's the porch pickup for this week. How cute is that? I love it. All right, now, yesterday, Sandy Riopel from Florida called me, texted me and said, I want a really quick, easy gift card. She has I think she's got almost 30 gift cards that she needs to send out. So she said, do you have anything real quick and easy? And I said, of course I do. So this is what I came up with yesterday. And I put it on, when I put my newsletter out, I didn't have the bow on, but this morning I was looking at my stuff and I said, you know what? This needs a little bit more frou-frou. So I simply took my, gift bow punch and punched it out. So I'm going to show you how to make this. This is wicked fast and wicked easy. The dimensions for this are 7.5 inches by 4. And if you do it in those dimensions, you're going to get 3 out of a piece of 8.5. Okay, let me bring this back over here. Okay, so 7 inches long and 4 inches wide, and you'll get 3 out of a piece of 8.5 11 cardstock. And then what you want to do is you want to score it at 2.5 inches and at 5.25 inches. And once you've got those score marks made, then what you're going to do is take 2 pieces of designer paper. Now, these are all scraps. This is the best use of scraps, folks. Just take your scraps and use them up. All right, so this is classic Christmas designer paper. You can use whatever side you want. I'm going to use the red side with the candy canes. And these measurements are 1/4 inch less. And I didn't write those down. Let me tell you what these are. So this is 3 7/8, not 1/4 inch. It's 3 7/8. Hi, Sandy. Thank you for popping in. I'm showing you the gift. I'm showing everybody the gift card holder that you wanted me to make yesterday. So it's going to be 2 3/8 by 3 7/8, a piece like this, which is going to go on like that. And then this is going to be the flat piece, which is a little bit shorter in its front to back measurement, which is going to be like 2 1/8 or 2 16. But before I do that, I'm going to fold this and fold this, use my bone folder to make that nice crisp fold. And then I'm going to take my larger piece of cardstock and I'm going to put it at the top of the cardstock itself like that. And then I'm going to take my 1-inch punch and I'm going to punch the hole, the half hole that is going to allow you to put your gift card or the money in, just like that. So I'm going to punch, done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and get my little silicone pad And then I am going to take the piece of paper and I'm going to put some adhesive all on this. Okay, and then, because this folds up like this and there's the flap that comes down. So what I'm going to do is take this piece of designer paper and I'm going to put it right on here, but I'm going to move it just like a 1/16 of an inch away from the cardstock. So there's that. Now I'm going to take the other piece and put some adhesive on this. This Stampin' Seal is fantastic. I have to tell you, it's wicked sticky. I know I say that every single week, but it truly is wicked sticky. And I'm going to actually sort of insist that any of my friends who purchase the Stampin' Seal also make sure that they have a silicone pad, because if you have a silicone pad, you're never going to get fingerties on your fingers again, because it's just wonderful. Okay, anyway, so here is that. Now the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need some tear tape. Now this is a little trick about tear tape. If you have a gift card, the gift cards are probably 3.5 inches wide. So again, being the frugal kind of person I am, I wanted to make sure that I could get, 3 out of one 8.5 by 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, or using my scraps, which this actually was a piece of scrap. But in order to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tear tape on the edge, but I'm only going to put half of the tear tape on the very edge like this. So I'm going to put it here. I'll show you in a second. And you tear that off, and then I'm going to put this on like this. Like this. Okay, whoops. Sometimes that happens. Okay. All right, now I'm going to pull the tear tape off, but I'm going to show you what happens. All right. So the tear tape is off, and you can see that it's hanging over the paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger and pull it so that that tear tape is on top of itself. Now this is made, instead of a 1/4 of an inch row, it's like an 1/8 of an inch row of stickiness, which is going to be absolutely fine to keep this gift card holder in place. So here's the other side, and I'm just going to lay it on top like that. Like that. And then I'm simply going to fold this piece up like this, and there you have your gift card. All right, so your gift card or your money is going to go in there. Now, of course, I have to decorate it. So once again, I will take my punch, and what did I do with my red paper? For heaven's sakes. I swear to God, the ghost just, oh, here it is. Okay, so I took some red glimmer paper, and I took my gift bow punch, and I'm going to pop this out. And watch your fingers. Okay, all right. So now I have a cute little bow, and then I'm going to take the ribbon. This is the red, look at how pretty this ribbon is. This is a chiffon ribbon. A chiffon ribbon? No, not a chiffon ribbon. What kind of ribbon is this? I forget what this is. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, it's pretty ribbon. So once I've got my little thing in here, then I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold my ribbon in half and find the midpoint, turn it around to the back, bring it and make a little twist in the back, and then come back to the front and just make a little knot. I'm going to carry this, whoops, let me bring this in here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to tuck this under just like this, and then I'm going to take this and make a little knot like that. Now I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to put a dimensional on here, right in the middle, and then I'm going to take this and put this on just like that. I'm going to take my ribbon scissors and cut these little ends just a tiny little bit, and voila, there you go. Isn't that cute and easy and fast? Wicked fast. Using probably many scraps that you have, you can. Now, if you don't have the gift bow punch, you can make your own bow. Or and if you don't want to use real ribbon, what you can do is take thin strips of cardstock and make it look like a bow. And then make a bow with paper. So you have many, many options here, but this is wicked fast, especially for people like Sandy, who's going to make 30 of these this week or today or tomorrow or whenever she's making them. When are you making them, Sandy? Or did you make them last night? Sheer ribbon. Thank you, Paula. Yes, it is sheer ribbon. It's lovely. I just love it. It's very, very pretty. And it's very flexible. You can, make nice little bows with it. You can make a real bow with this too if you had enough of it, if you wanted to use it. But anyway, these are wicked, wicked cute and wicked easy. So again, those measurements are 7.5 by 4, scored at 2.5 and 5.25 inches. And then if you wanted to make a nice little glimmer bow, you could do that. All right. So my friends, here are your porch pickups for this week. I can make some gift card holders for you if you want. It would be a variety of paper, whatever, and the little cute little polar bear card, which I think he's so darn cute. Very, very cute. So anyway, my friends, these are what the offerings are for this week. If you want them, please let me know by Sunday. And if you want to do Porch Pickup Plus today, oh, that's good, Sandy. Get them done. Get them done. And if you want to do Porch Pickup Plus, you just need to let me know when you want to come. And then we'll schedule an appointment. I'll have one person here at a time and you can get your stamping done, blah, blah, blah. So I hope you like what we've done today. And I hope you have a great, I have the hiccups. That's the craziest. I have the hiccups. Sorry about that. Anyway, so from Santa, my Santa here, from Kathy. Kathy gave me this beautiful little Santa, this Anna Lee Santa. Isn't he cute? Let me bring him in here. He's just absolutely gorgeous. One of the very few decorations that we'll have up because we're still in the throes of, although the rehab is almost done downstairs, so that's good. Yes, you can, Helene, order 4 of each, please, absolutely. So anyway, from Santa Claus and me, I hope you have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, wear your mask, isolate, wash your hands, and we're lucky the vaccine is on the horizon. All right, my friends, namaste, have a great week, and I'll see you all soon next week. Bye-bye.